She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Did I put my microphone on? Okay, I'm like, I can't see my microphone. But hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 2, episode 6. It came on yesterday. As some of y'all know, there's a power outage in my area. So like the whole neighborhood was out and everything, like all the way like within a mile of each other. Everything was out. So I could not do any reviews yesterday. So as I told y'all on my little live, and I said on Instagram, I was not going to review yesterday. So we're going to pick that up today. I hope everyone had a great Friday and is ready for this whole little weekend. I cannot wait to go see Black Panther tomorrow. That was the first show I can get into because everything else was sold out here. And I bought my ticket 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, I will be reviewing that when I get home from the movies. Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, let me tell you how much this episode pissed me the fuck off. Deb, dead ass wrong. Couldn't fess up to it, and it pissed me off the whole beginning of the episode. The first 15 minutes of the episode was about Johnny, Deb, and Bow Wow at the studio, and Johnny acting basically a plumby ass fool. You know, we see how Deb and Bow was talking after Johnny came in too. Bow Wow don't like us, so Bow Wow walked away. And when him and Deb was talking, and Bow was saying like, look, it felt like it's a setup. You know what I'm saying? She been hitting me up all day. You know, she been DMing me, hitting me up and stuff. I've been ignoring this shit. And then you call me talking about you're going to meet up with me. You pop up here. You can pop up with her. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like a setup. And truth be told, you know, if I was him, I would say, truth, that do sound like a setup. If a person I'm ignoring all damn day, all of a sudden pop up with somebody else at my place of business, I'm going to say, well, someone set me up. Because she kept calling me all day and I kept ignoring her. And then you come in with her. It did look like a setup. So when Deb told Johnny that's how Bow Wow felt, that Bow Wow said, you know, you've been hitting him up all day talking about y'all becoming friends or hooking up in whatever way, he felt like this is a setup or whatever. Why Johnny got pissed off is beyond me. And Johnny need to just calm the fuck down sometimes, because you can't be popping off and getting mad. My thing is, when Johnny went in there to talk to Bow Wow, and she kept on saying, so you talking about, you know what I'm saying, wasn't I hitting you up to say we can be cool, we should be friends or whatever? It was real regular. You know, do you think I would set you up? You think I would set you up? And I'm like, why you so hostile, ma? And Bow said the same thing. You know, as he was talking to her, he kept on saying, you know, saying, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You know, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. And then she said, well, do you think I would set you up? He said, I don't know. Then well, okay, all right, fine. So, you know, Bow was saying how he don't understand why she's so upset. Truthfully, I don't understand why she's so upset. You know, my thing is, when she kept hitting him up in his, when anyone is hitting you up in your DM, or if you DM somebody or they DM you or whatever, and if you're saying to someone, you know, we should hook up, we should hang out, we should be friends, we should meet up, we ain't talk to forever. If they don't reply to you, if they do not respond to you, the fucking answer is no. Keep hitting them up ain't gonna make the answer change. And she kept just hitting them up as if it was gonna be something different. I had to cut my ringer out before it starts ringing. And she kept hitting him up as if he wanted to be cool with her, and he just hadn't said yes or no yet. He wasn't responding, which means fucking no. So I don't know if she's pissed off because in her face, he's still basically ignoring her and paying her no mind. And that's what really pissed her the fuck off. So my camera seemed like a sideways. So in Bow's defense, you know, it did seem like a setup. Deb should not have brought Johnny there. I'm still trying to figure out why Deb took Johnny there. Bow Wow and Johnny ain't working together. Bow Wow ain't said, you know, I want to work with you. Let Johnny tell it she was trying to talk to him so they can be friends. Deb, you ain't got to be the goddamn friend master. You don't have to make people get along or whatever. You are her manager, and it seemed like this situation just made shit worse. And I'm still like, yeah, why the fuck did Deb try to even bring them together? What was your point trying to get, what was the point to bringing her there? To me, it was just stupid. So from there, you know, she getting all pissed off, and then she walk away because she's pissed. And she like knock over a statue and lie and break a piece of the statue, whatever. You can't go to people's places of business breaking shit. That's just not what you do as an adult person in the industry. It's petty, it's childish, and it's destructive, and it's just not lucrative, and it's not attracting, and it's not going to work. It's not going to make anyone want to work with you. And that's when Bow Wow got upset. That is when he was like, you know what, this is some bullshit. You know, you can't come to someone's place of business and be breaking no shit. And I completely agree. If you pissed off at me, fine, be pissed off as you want to, but you can't come in, because they showed her walk away, and they showed her literally push the statue over and then fell and it broke. You intentionally broke some shit. It's the equivalent of seeing a window and you punch a hole in it. You know what I'm saying? You're causing damage. And Deb, it's all Deb's fault. I don't care what nobody say. You know, and it's funny at the same time, Zanika's texting Bow saying she outside because they supposed to do a goddamn track together. But she see the commotion of everybody arguing because now Johnny outside, Deb outside. Of course, there's 1,000 people outside. It's production. It's whoever was also in the studio. Because Johnny made such a big fuss. Whoever was in this, again, this is So Def Studio, so it's probably not just Bow Wow in there faking like you're making some music. It's probably other people in there who go also be faking like they're making some music, but whatever. But still, you know, everyone is now hearing someone arguing, fussing, and fighting. If you see Bow fussing, fighting, it kind of stops everything. You stop people creativity. It was a motherfucking monkey ass, crazy ass circus show. And you know, they outside and Bow Wow is pissed because she did knock over this thing. And he like, this bitch that came here and breaking up shit in my pop studio. Now, should he have called her a bitch? No, he should not have. However, well, no, he shouldn't have called her a bitch. But I get she was acting crazy. And sometimes when people act out, they call people different names. Doesn't make it right, but you can't be around people's place breaking up stuff. So, you know, Zanique, like, I'm standing in my car, but she's recording stuff what was going on her Instagram, was on her Snapchat. That's how young she is because she recorded on her Snapchat. And it's dumb because Deb at this point is trying to justify Johnny's behavior to Bow Wow, making it seem like Bow Wow should not have let Johnny get so upset. I keep feel like I'm gonna belch and it's gonna be horrible and I don't want to do that. So, you know, she was making it seem as if, you know, Bow Wow, you know, he should have just not said nothing. He know how to push her button. Why would he do that? No, why the fuck did you bring her there? You brought her there. This is your artist on you. And when Bow was saying, like, you know, so I can't believe she up here breaking shit, you know, I can't believe that bitch. He called her a few bitches. He did. He called her a few bitches. That ain't right. You can't be calling women bitches. But at the same time, women, we can't be up here acting like motherfucking wild dogs. And she was acting like a wild dog. Let's be honest about what the fuck was going on. She running up acting like she want to fight. She bossing up when they try to close the doors to like the parking place of it. She came and she hit and kicked on the door. She was acting like a rabid dog. Let's be honest. And I don't care what anybody say. Well, I got so pissed off. And I'm a firm believer in how women should not come at men like they gonna want to fight. Because if he would have hit you running up on him, if he would have had a reflex and had punched you in the face because you're in his personal space and you're being volatile and you're being aggressive. Some people don't like that. And we as women can't be up in a man's face as if he better not hit me because I hit him. No, stay out of a person's face. She was charging at them like a fucking wild dog, which is how she was acting. And Deb kept trying to justify, like, well, why would you call her a bitch? You know, why would you push her buttons? No, Deb, why the fuck did you bring her there? And again, I don't care what nobody say. It was Deb's fault. Okay? Because again, I don't even know why Deb brought her there. None of it made any goddamn sense. And we even seen JD Mama, who was pissed off and came out ready to scrap. Okay? It was like 20 people outside. You see Johnny outside acting crazy. Deb should have been fucking embarrassed because again, it's her artist and you brought her up there, Deb. And Johnny left. Bob was in the studio trying to calm down, smoking some weed. He was talking to his friends, saying, you know, what happened or whatever. He then put out his Snapchat, well, not Snapchat, his phone to show his Instagram and the DM that she had been sending. He like, look, she be basically having a conversation with herself because she keep hitting him up and he's not replying, but she don't stop sending him messages. And he's like, you know, it's like it's a setup. And the thing about it is the same thing that Bow Wow was saying in his confessional that she's known to do is what she did in this situation. She came there all calm and then shit got blowed up. And she had to the Plum D fool. I was your friend. I have known you. And it was a whole bunch of bullshit. So at the end of the day, Bow Wow was right. She brings static and issues to situations that ain't called for. And that's what she did, and Deb helped her do it. And my thing is, again, I don't know if Deb trying to leave Brandon alone, so she gonna now bring Johnny as the new growing up in hip hop kid that she's dealing with. I'm assuming, I don't know if that's what it is. And so because she can't have a scene with Brandon, let's have a scene with Johnny. That could be what it is. I'm not sure, but all I know is the first 15 minutes of this show was a goddamn circus. It really, really was. And my thing is, it looked bad on Johnny and Deb, simply because it's not fair that it's not right that Bow Wow called her a bitch, but at the same time she was acting like a wild dog, and a bitch is a female dog. Point blank to the period. You know, Johnny needs to learn to calm herself the fuck down. And who gives a fuck if Bow Wow don't want to be your friend? Fuck Bow Wow. And boy, bye. So Deb and Bow talked at the end, and again, Deb just kind of kept trying to justify the situation, and I felt like it was some total bullshit. You know, trying to get Bow Wow to admit he was wrong for calling her a bitch. Before he called her a bitch, she was already flipping out. He didn't call her a bitch until after she went and she broke something. So my thing is, she flipped out before she was called a bitch. So at the end of the day, your point is null and void, Deb. So I'm like, whatever. But again, Deb, you brought her ass there, but Johnny, you need to calm the fuck down. We see a small scene with Brandon, this little group who he was trying to work with, that he found at his fake old little talent show, and it was a quartet. Okay, it was 4 dudes or whatever, singing, a little singing group. And why people keep commenting on my stuff? When I'm talking, I can see the notifications popping up. So the 4 guys or whatever come to the studio, but it wasn't 4 of them, it was 3 of them. And he like, it was 4 y'all. What the 4th one at? They're like, he's incarcerated. I'm looking like, already? Well, goddamn. What the? You know, they bring up how he was stopped and arrested. He was put in jail for drugs. But then they say, you know, they did some kind of initial test, and the test came back positive. But it was really some, what did you say it was? What kind of, it was like some crystal stuff. Some kind of beads. I don't know, because I don't do drugs. I don't know what the fuck it was. But whatever it was, some kind of beads where it tested positive on some instant test. But if they do like a regular test after that takes a little bit of time, it would tell that it wasn't the same thing. He like, but he in jail. You know, they're not trying to brush nothing because he being kind of profiled because he's a black man with tattoos and dreads. And he in jail. And so Brandon like, well, you know, y'all a group, what am I supposed to do? It was for y'all. And they're like, well, look, this is what we want to do. We want to be a group. We're going to do whatever it takes. Which, what they meant was his ass in jail, take us as a trio. Okay? And so we see that little part of it or whatever. Toya and Regine's book release. We saw Ayana was there, and we saw Shania was there. If I was Ayana, I would not have went to that motherfucking book release, simply because none of them hoes showed up to your goddamn photo shoot. And my thing is, I'm not saying be tit for tat, but I'm saying my motto is, I support those who support me. And I know that Ayana has not seen the things that they said about her and her fashion show, and how her photo shoot, and how, you know, Regine was saying, you know, I'm not in nobody's stuff that ain't popping, and how Zanique kind of basically played her to the left. I wouldn't have went, because y'all couldn't show for my shit. Y'all couldn't even talk to me about my shit while I come to y'all stuff. But, you know, she there. It is what it is. Nothing really happened initially. You know, they were all sitting around talking. You know, Regine came up acting all fucking friendly, like she didn't say that Ayana's line wasn't popping at all. She gave Ayana a hug. So that's what I don't like. That's that fake shit. My thing is, if you can't support me in private when I'm not around, don't come in my face all smiling. My thing is, you should never say about a friend's startup, it ain't popping, so I'm not gonna be in it. Because my thing is, if that's your friend, you support them. And I think this season is gonna be a season of Ayana figuring out who not really her friend, who don't really support her. And I can't wait for that to happen. So, you know, she come up, oh, hey girl, you had your photo shoot. Bitch, you know I did, is what I would have said. But, you know, I'm a different adult. So, you know, it's like, well, yeah, I had it. You know, I talked to Zanique, you know, we straightened it out. You know, she felt like I should have called her. I felt like she should have called me. You know, but it was what it was. Oh, my microphone, I'm making noises on my shirt. But Regine then said, no, Ayana then said, well, yeah, because I had said to Zanique that hopefully you could have done it too, Regine. And she said, Zanique said that you probably would, but because me and Zanique hadn't talked and it was a breakdown in communication, you didn't come either. And then Regine gonna say, yeah, because you didn't call me, but you knew about it. And when you was told about it, and when Zanique said to you, hey, maybe Regine can do it too, you didn't say, well, she didn't ask you. What you said was, I don't pose or I don't do photo shoots for anybody lying who ain't popping. So my thing is, even if she would have called and asked you, you don't do stuff for people who ain't popping. So girl, fuck you. Anybody got time for that bullshit? So that was what it was. Fake ass shit. Zanaya. What's the damn girl damn name? I forgot. I think it's Zanaya. Whatever. Jermaine Dupri daughter. Why can't I remember her name? And I just said it a couple minutes ago. God damn it. Y'all know how I be sometimes. Jermaine Dupri daughter bring up that interview that Brandon did that we haven't saw as of yet. They brought it up in, I think, last week's episode, and maybe a week before that. They keep speaking on it, but they wasn't showing what was really in it. And they bring up the interview, whatever. Ayana actually said, Ayana's his cousin, okay? She actually said, the interview, I did see it, it came off negative. He was speaking like he was being very, very condescending, and I was offended. And I'm like, now, when your family offended, when your people offended, you know you did that's wrong. And Jermaine Dupri was like, well, I think maybe somebody should talk to him. And Regine was like, well, I'm tired of people asking about him and just any situation with him, so I don't think it should be me. I completely agree that is very true. And then she ended up getting up and she walked away because, of course, it is her book launch, so she's doing whatever else. She then says to Ayana, I was thinking that maybe because y'all the closest, maybe you could talk to him and kind of just tell him that, it kind of wasn't cool. And as they saying that, like he walked in or whatever. And Ayana was saying how she didn't want to do it either. She said, I'm just kind of tired of it. And I want to talk to, my aunt Dad before I say anything to Brandon. And I mean, I guess I get that. I do and I don't. I mean, if you don't want to talk to him, it's fine. But I don't see what you want to talk to Dad first before you talk to him. I mean, you should have... However you feel about it, you're going to feel that way regardless of how Dad feel. But I get why she said that, because when I saw what happened later on while talking to Dad. So Janai, I don't know this girl's name, and I think it's Zanaya, but I don't think that's how I pronounce it. And y'all got on my head about how I pronounce A.T. Alien's name, and I kept pronouncing A.T. Lean. So Lord forgive me if I didn't complete Shania. That's what it is. And if it ain't, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about JD's daughter. So she go over and she talks to Brandon. And she basically got his ass together, okay? She brings up how she saw the interview, how she did not like it. And how, next time he should think about not coming off so arrogant. And then when he said, what didn't you like about it? And she brings up, well, you said how, you work harder than everyone else. What does that mean? Because was you talking about me? Was you talking about me? And he kind of pussyfoots around and said, well, no, I was speaking in general, meaning, what I'm saying, if I'm in competition with anybody, I'm going to work the hardest. That ain't what you said, though, bruh. And she said, well, you should just kind of watch what you say, because it can't, everybody feels some kind of way about it because you came off real arrogant. So as they chit-chatting or whatever, the brat walks up and kind of not calmed it down, but she walks up, which kind of ends the conversation. And I'm like, okay, hey, brat, it is what it is. And I just don't believe him when he said, he was speaking in general, because the questions that they asked him and things that he said, he wasn't speaking in general, and we know that. But it is what it is. The brat is talking to JD's daughter. I'm going to remember the girl name next time. I don't know how I forgot it when I just said it, and I just can't think right now. I think I had a long day at work, and that's what it is. Anywho, they're talking, and she's bringing up how she is tired of having to do this whole mood board and this whole lookbook or whatever for the fashion line that she's trying to do, that she felt like her father is not taken serious. And what I like is how the brat said, your father has a method to his madness. Everyone has a method to their madness when they are a genius in their own right. They just do things a certain kind of way, and typically what they do helps them succeed. So she said, he has a method to his madness. He's really smart in this, and he's probably just trying to show you how much hard work it's going to take for you to really do this. And he doesn't want to just give you a fashion line or just give you money to do it, because you have to know how hard it is to do things behind the scenes. I said, okay, that was what it was. We love it. Johnny and Brandon had a conversation. Again, Johnny was at the party. No one else interacted with her except Brandon. And for me, it was weird because I'm looking like Brandon didn't want to talk to her last time about her personal business, but now him and Johnny sitting around chit-chatting. Again, I'm like, are they trying to... I won't say put these two people against each other, but are they gonna... I'm not here. I like Johnny. I think she's talented. But the whole thing that she put at not Bow Wow studio, at JD's studio, it has me looking at her sideways. And I'm just like, I wonder if she realized how crazy she acted and she shouldn't act that way. But her and Brandon talking, and she brought up the whole thing that happened with Bow Wow or whatever, and said that him calling her a bitch is what set her off, and said how she does not want people to see her as a crazy person. Well, then you have to stop acting crazy. The only time people think of you as a crazy person is when you give them a reason to think that way. And the way that she acted was completely batshit crazy. I think my lipstick's like not on the end of my mouth, but it is what it is. So yeah, other than that, I really didn't care about that. So it's like, whatever. We see Ayana meet up with Deb. And when she does, it was like she was basically coming to talk to her about the video that Brandon made. So, we see the video. Brandon said in the video, the reason him and Regine bumped heads was because he felt like she did not mind her business, that Lil Wayne is not really a legend, that the cast does not work as hard as they should. He can outwork the whole cast, that, he said, like, it's not the Brandon show yet, meaning he wants his own show, or the show should be about him. He said that how he don't have nothing to prove to his mama, meaning he don't have shit to prove to Deb, and how he is a star and he's on a completely different level than anybody else, and how I think at one point he said, fuck all in the whole cast. Deb looked shocked. She looked shell-shocked, like she can't believe what he said. I think it's a thing of him saying how he's on a different level, how he's a star, and how he does not have to prove anything to Deb. I think that offended her the most. But Brandon has always shown everyone who he is. So I'm not surprised at anything he said in that interview. Like, I'm surprised they surprised. That's how he talk all the time. I think the only difference is it's the first time he did it and he said it and didn't care who heard him. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of said it outright versus how he acts. Because sometimes I think actions speak louder than words. So how Brandon acts is the same way that is what he said in that video, in that interview. And so, she just don't know why he would say all of that. And, it makes her look bad. Well, it is what it is. Ayana then says, this is what kind of shocked me a little bit. She said, you took him in as your son, so I took him in as my cousin. Now, I knew that he was not her birth son. Brandon is not her birth son. Brandon is her godson. We know how her real kid is her birth kid. I hope Waka her birth son, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna go with that. Because I'm like, wait. Cause but yeah, Waka, that's Deb is Waka's mama. Deb then says, she's known Brandon for 4 years, and that he was, very helpful around the time that her son passed away. Her son passed away a few years ago from suicide because he was being bullied and things. He just couldn't handle things, and he ended up killing himself. And so she was saying how he was a big help when her son passed away. And when she said that, I said, he not even a godson from birth. He's a godson as an adult. I'm a person to where I don't realize that people make other adults their godchildren. You know what I'm saying? Like, we adopt, hey, auntie, hey, because you be older, you meet somebody, oh, that's auntie so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I assumed that Brandon was a godson from years and years and years ago. I mean, truth be told, 4 years is not a lot of time, especially considering the simple fact that this show came on last year. So when she had him on here as her son, he called her mom. He only known her for like 3 years. So I was just like, he not even a birth godson. He's a grown ass adult godson who Deb has taken in. And she said it's like, I took him in, as my godchild. And he lived with her. So I'm looking like, That's why we never heard Waka and them talk about him for any long period of time, because he brand new. He's a new goddamn birth baby. He's a 4-year-old godchild. You know, he's a goddamn adult. And that the part, I think that's what shocked me the most. But also, I feel like it's also the reason he has no loyalty and he treats her the way he treats her, because truth be told, he ain't been around long enough to put in the years of loyalty to them. That's the thing about it. So, you know, Ayana saying how, you know, she know that some people take advantage of Deb's niceness, and, you know, that's why crazy things happen. And, you know, she says how she's tired of having arguments with people because of things that Brandon says. She's like, so I'll kind of just wash my hands of it. You know, I don't really communicate with him as much. You know, I'll kind of step back and I'm not talking to him or whatever. And Deb said, you know, we just have a problem. You do have a goddamn problem. The problem is you allowed this person into your family, and the things he said is betrayal. The things he's saying is not loyal to your family, but he's showing you who he is, completely showing you. And the bad thing about it is, I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time he said things like that, and it seems to me like they probably has consistently always made excuses for him for whatever reason. But you know, it's okay to see that she's now saying, okay, it's a problem. I don't like this. I do not like what he said. It's a bunch of bullshit and fuckery, and I ain't here for the bullshit. I'm waiting for her to cuss his ass the fuck out, because, you know, truth be told, he gets on my goddamn nerve. But, you know, it is what it is. We next see all the girls hanging out. I think they was at Zanique in them house, but they was all together. It was Zanique, Shania, Ayana, and Regine. And they had like a whole little girls night. They in pajamas and stuff, and it was all a whole little fake little scene. The reason they was all together was basically Ayana admitted that she was gonna have her breast reduction surgery. Shania admitted that she's going to, her and her boyfriend gonna be moving together. But I'm like, how him and the girl gonna move together when she, I think, lives in Florida right now. He's in Atlanta, and I know when he goes to school, he moving to Florida as well. But girl, bye. And why, if she don't live in Atlanta, then why is she? Let me stop. Anyway, because that just kind of threw me for a loop, but it is what it is. But they basically was only together so that Ayana could bring up this thing on Brandon interview, and they could all watch it together. That was the whole point of this scene, and I'm not going to take too much time on it. They watched it. None of them liked what was seen. Of course, Regine had kind of the biggest disdain for it because of what he said about her dad, and she just said how, you know, it's clear to her that their beef isn't done. And I agree. If we squash things and things were supposed to be all said and done, but you still up here talking about how my daddy ain't a legend, you still bringing my name up in a negative way, and you not saying, you know, me and her squash that beef, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is, it's water under the bridge, and then not saying anything other than that. If you ain't doing that, then you looking for beef. You looking for a reason, because to think about it, Brandon has no storyline. He doesn't, because he's not beefing with Regine. No, Ayana's not shooting scenes with him. No one really is. The only scenes he's done is with Deb, Johnny, and this fake ass group he got on. Brandon don't have no storyline, and Brandon not friends with any of the other people in any capacity to really do a scene with them. So, honey, they trying to get Brandon ass out of there, if you ask me. But, you know, the last scene that we see is the Brat and Deb basically having a conversation. You know, Deb bringing up what he said, what Brandon said, and saying how, you know, she's basically upset about what happened. And what I like is that, you know, she said how she felt like Brandon is being sneaky. It's like at times, you know, he be gone or whatever for weeks. I don't know where he is, and he just, you know, he's out being sneaky. Meaning you living in my house, basically probably rent free, and I'm helping you be on the show. I'm helping you work on my art, so you getting paid based on me. But you're up here doing these secretive ass interviews, basically talking shit about me at the same time, because at the end of the day, we are on the same show. And so she bring up, you know, also, you know, the beef with Johnny and Bow Wow. And what I liked about the Brat is the Brat then said, you know, she said, when are you going to stop trying to fix other people's problems? Thank you, Brat. Thank you. Deb is forever. Last season, she tried to fix Bow Wow and his daddy. Then this year, she's trying to fix Johnny and Bow Wow. She's trying to put, you know, have everybody be cool with. She tried to fix Regine and Brandon. She's forever trying to fix other people's problems that don't really have anything to do with her or the work that she's doing. But it's Deb's fault. You know, Deb is smart. We ain't going to say that she's not smart. But however, she's always putting herself in other people's messes. And because she is putting herself in other people's messes, it's not elevating her or the artists that she worked with. Because she worked with Nicki Minaj, Gucci Mane, Waka. But if you think about it, no one really lets her go with them to the top. They work with her for so long, and then they move on and do other things and give other people credit for their success. And I think it could be because she's consistently putting herself into other people's bullshit that people don't want to be associated with. And that can really be it. And, Brad is saying how, you have to stop letting that happen. And saying it's only going to make you miserable. Because right now, she's upset. She's miserable. Nobody else but her. And, she said, when people show you who they are, you need to believe them. Meaning, you saw the interview that Brandon did. You saw what he said. You know what kind of person he is. He's showing you who he is. Don't try to make excuses for him and say, well, I took him in and he's been family and I've clothed and bathed and not bathed, but maybe even not clothed. We know clothed. She's probably bought him some things, or the fact that he lived in her house rent free. He didn't save money to buy his own goddamn clothes. I don't know. But this the thing of, you are doing for this person who isn't doing for you. Not only is he not doing for you in different ways, he's making you look stupid or lazy. So Brad said, basically Brandon bit the hand that feeds him. He did. But at the end of the day, it's up to Deb to cut his goddamn hand off and make sure that he don't ever bite the hand that feeds him again, or have a hand to get some money from. And she need to go ahead and let him go. Put him out her goddamn, put him out your house. Let his ass go. Let him fend for himself. I'm pretty sure if Deb give Brandon what he deserves, he won't be on the show next season because no one will want to work with him. And it's basically that simple. And Brad's like, you dealing with people who are not even really family, which is true. It's one thing to have loyalty to your family because they family and they fuck up here and there. But this person, you haven't even known long enough to call them family. 4 years is not a long time. It's really not. The people that in my life who I call they like my family, I've known them for 10 years. Well, it's been at least 5 years. At the 5-year mark, I would at least give you like a nickname. But 4 years is nothing for what he's putting her through and the things he acts and things he says. But, we shall see what Deb does within the next couple episodes. But that is my review for Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. I will talk to you guys next time. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.